Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Taslima Maya Art. It's great to have you here. If you're new, please do check out my other videos and like, share and subscribe for more. In this week's tutorial video, I'll be showing you how to embellish your pour. This is part 2 of the beach swipe that I did last week. If you missed it, I'll pop the link up on the screen and in the description box below for you. Here's a glimpse of how stunning this beach pour turned out after all embellishments were done. I hope you like it as much as I do, and let's get started. Phase 1 is to look at some of the materials that I have. Hello there everyone, so welcome back. This week I've got an embellishment to do. So if you watched my last week's video, you would have seen that I did this beautiful beach swipe, and it had some wonderful cells, as you can see. I'm just going to bring that closer for you. Some surf and the waves crashing on the beach, and you've got this wonderful texture where I use the structure paste for this beautiful. You can rub you can rub your hands over it, and you can feel how lovely that is. Sandy beach, okay, with the beautiful golden colours and yellow colours, amber colours in there. So yeah, so that's the piece, and today what we're planning on doing is actually embellishing this together. So I've got lots of really great materials I want to show you. Okay, so this is obviously a seascape, ocean pour, wave pour, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's a beach pour. So what I want to do is just quickly show you another piece I did with the leftover paints, and I will put this video out probably next week. And this is this wonderful plywood heart that I did straight after I did this one, and I use the leftover paints on this, and it had the same desired effect. It's really very pretty. You can see that it is, and I did seal up that hole there. I'll take that tape off afterwards, but this is what that looks like. I'm not sure I'll bother embellishing this one. It's quite pretty as it is, and I want to just show you the lovely patterns in it. Okay, so there's that heart one on the plywood board. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing for the embellishment is a few things. I want to show you some products I have. I did want to put some sea life into the ocean, and as you can see, I've used a whiteboard marker to mark out where I'm going to put a couple of fish, and they're very small because I don't want to take away from the overall effect of this piece, and a little sea turtle here. Okay, and the sea turtle I pretty much just drew an outline onto some tracing paper and just copied it, really, to decide. I used this tracing paper to decide where on the canvas it was going to go. I had a little bit of a pattern there I didn't like on the pour itself, so I decided to place my turtle on there. Okay, so as you can see, I drew a small enough turtle on tracing paper, and then I decide where to draw it on. I decided there and remove that, and I just literally just drew it on with one of these. Okay, as you can see, and the great thing about using whiteboard markers is the fact that you can just make a mistake. If you don't like it, get a bit of wet kitchen towel or wet wipe or tissue dabbed in water and wipe it straight off. Okay, so this comes straight off if you make a mistake, which is why I use whiteboard marker. Okay, fabulous. So let's move on with this one, and I'm going to show you a few other things. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but if you watch my last video, which was the one before the last video, the last video was this one. So the one prior to that one, I'll put the link up in the corner there in the screen. That was the stallion horse coming out of the waves, and that piece I'll quickly show you. Looks like this. Okay, so let me just get that into the screen for you. So this piece here, fabulous piece, where I showed you on the video how to create this sea froth. Okay, so this foam type material from scratch, and that is what all of these pieces here are. So I'll just show you quickly. So these bits of foam that I created, you know, through Mod Podge and a few other things, and I created this foam by blowing into the liquid with a straw, and it's quite hard to get it to focus. Yep, that's it. And then I painted them white, see, because they were tinted slightly in blue with the fairy liquid or the dish soap that I used. So I'm hoping what I'm going to do is possibly, I mean, I do love this across here. I love the kind of simplicity of it, but I did wonder whether I should add some of this to the canvas. Maybe not a lot of it. We don't really need a lot, so maybe some really thin strips to replicate the waves crashing on the sand or kind of coming up across the sand. So that's the plan, is actually try and decide. That one's a bit thick, so I do want to keep it really thin. And maybe add a few pieces of this. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea and not a good idea. I'm still in two minds about using them. I do like it natural, but I also like that added element, the mixed media element, to put the whole piece together. Okay, so yeah, so that's one option that I'm looking at the minute, and I guess I'll just figure it out as I go along. Now, for other products, okay, so what other products are we going to be using? Quite a few, okay. We don't want to overwhelm the piece, but I do want to show you options of things that I have that we could use to embellish this pour, okay. And most of these products are from Amazon. The majority of them are. One or two I was gifted, but I'll show you those. But these are shells, as you can see, really pretty. They do have a hole in them. This for jewelry, but I can completely fill that in, so you wouldn't even see it anyway. So we could add them. I felt like these were really beautiful shells. The only thing about them, they're a bit big for this canvas. So for that reason, I'm probably not going to be using them. They're quite pretty. Maybe if I did a really large piece, I would use these. For example, like a really, really big wave pour on a really big canvas. But this is only 12 inches in diameter, and it's a small pour, so for that reason I'm going to keep the items that I place on there very small. Okay, so let's move on to what else we have. So we have lots of little lovely things I'll show you. These are, again, shells cut in half. They're very pretty. See these? And they're nicer because they're flat and they're kind of flush with the canvas to an extent. So for that reason, they'd look quite nice on the beach, really, where you can see them rather than on the frothy bit. Okay, so I'm going to probably use one of these pieces. And again, these are from Amazon. Okay, so we've got those. Then we have these beautiful starfish, and we've got small ones like these. You've got really tiny ones, so they're all different shapes. There it is. You can see that. And I can place them again and glue them on, either with glue gun or some heavy duty adhesive like E6000, and anything really. I could glue them on to make sure they go across the canvas there. And some larger starfish as well I have here, which are a lot larger. And again, really pretty. They'd really make this pour stand out, I think, if I were to embellish them with those. Other things I have, okay, so this is glass. And again, I love this glass. This is what Tanya Munt, my friend in Michigan, my artist friend in Michigan, who makes wonderful art, by the way, so check her out. But she sent these to me to use in my embellishments. And if I show you the bag, and I have shown you these on another video previously, but there's lots of little really cute pieces of shell and glass as well. So we've got a little one, actually, I didn't realise. So we've got this lovely little piece, and it's all rounded off and not sharp, so it's safe to handle. But you can also purchase this from a number of outlets. And you can use it in your pour, so you could have a piece of glass glued onto the canvas if you wanted to as well. And again, you can get them in a variety of colours. This one is quite pretty, but it doesn't, the green and the yellow, I'm not sure it really goes with the colours they've got in this pour. So yeah, I might leave them out. These are also huge cut shells. Okay, so cross sections of shells, and yeah, so the thing is with these that, again, they would look too big on this canvas, so I won't be using those. But these are some other options that we can use. Now, moving on, what else have I got? So I've got some really basic shells, which are just lovely and small. I'm definitely going to be using these. They're quite small enough really to not overpower the whole thing. So I'll definitely be using some of those, I think. Okay, and I have to decide where to place them. Another fun thing to do. And then I've got some really small ones. I'll just show you what these are by picking them up and bringing them closer to the camera. And I've deliberately picked very, very small items because I want it to be very subtle, this beach, this kind of sandy beach. So here we have lots of different sizes and styles of natural shells. Okay, and some of them were sent to me by my dear friend Ken Ratcliffe, who lives near a beach. And some I collected with my own daughters at a beach local to us as well. So it's really lovely knowing that, you know, some of these pieces that, you know, are from people I care about are going to be on my paw. So there's those. I'm definitely also going to be using these. And I picked these out ahead of time to save some time on the video. And I'm going to be gluing them on the canvas as you watch, hopefully. Again, I'll be using that one as well because it's the smallest one I found in my collection, and I do want to keep them small. And then finally, I've got this big bag of lovely little pebbly things, okay, and they've got beautiful colours on them, so they're all different colours, natural stone colours. You can get them in other colours on Amazon and eBay, but look at the glimmer on those, aren't they beautiful? And I think they'd go really well with this sandy area, and I plan to use them. And what I've done is I've tipped this whole bag out, picked up the smaller pieces, the smallest I could find, and put them all together so that I have a whole host of them here, as you can see. Okay, okay, so what else can we do? Okay, let me just show you a few other things. There's some smaller pieces here, and these are also easy to glue on, and you can choose what colors you want. And this set is from Amazon as well. I'll try and put some links down in the description box below, so if anyone wants to try and get hold of some of these things for their embellishments, for their paws, they can easily do so. This, I'm not sure really what I would use these for at the present moment. They're kind of little metal designed pieces for embellishment. And then finally, I just want to show you, oh, by the way, this is a piece of jewellery I made out of the paint skin. Look how lovely that is. For this paw. Okay, so I didn't really lose anything. I want to quickly show you actually the paint that dripped off this painting from last week fell onto a silicone mat, and I collected it and spread it out on there, and I actually dipped a load of compositions into it, and the video for that will come out soon. But I just want to show you what I actually made with the drippings from this painting. These are what I made from the drippings of that painting. Isn't that amazing? So I made some key rings. This is a double-sided half moon crescent one. Okay, so because of the gold from the beach and the beautiful blues from the sea, you can see the blues from the sea. That's what that looks like. I also made lots and lots of dragonfly pendants. Okay, and there's these beautiful amber looking ones as well. They're really quite pretty. There's some which are mixed in colour. Oops, I've got an earring stuck in there. And I also made some drop earrings, a set of blue and a set of amber. So if you see that, how pretty is that, right? It's beautiful. And the blue ones here, if you look at that, it just looks like a seascape. Beautiful. And then also there are some tortoises at the back. So I'll just pick one up. You see this? It's a bit dark in here today, I'm afraid, so sorry about that, but this is beautiful sea colours within the turtles. And yeah, each one of them differs slightly. This is much more aquamarine than the others. Okay, so those are some of the things that I made. So keychains, pendants, and dragonfly pendants, turtle pendants, double-sided keychains. So you can make all manner of things. It's never wasted. Okay, so moving on. And I just want to show you now, before I forget, this is I've kept it in a Ferrero Rocher chocolate box because it's just easier to see them all. But these are some other products that I could use. Now, I always tend to try and match the colour scheme so it's not completely the opposite of what the colours are on my pour. So what we have here is lots of more stones, different coloured stones, rolled stones, coloured stones. These are really pretty, aren't they? Wow. And then lots of white shards as well, you can see. Some much more smaller than others. So we've got all of those, and then we also have these lovely kind of half pearls, and they're made out of plastic, but they're very lightweight and very easy to glue onto your canvas. Now, I'm not really fussed on those colours. They just wouldn't look right, and I really love these colours. I don't want to stick them onto the beach, it wouldn't make sense. What I want to do is put some really mini ones into a shell, upside down shell, and like an oyster, and pop it onto the canvas. I'll just move these off a second, and I'm back. So here we have a wonderful selection of beautiful shells. Look at that. Fantastic, isn't it? So I get to have lots of fun playing around, trying to decide which one of these would look amazing on my canvas. Fabulous. So, you know, again, some of these were sent to me and some I purchased actually. So you can purchase these type of shells on places like AliExpress and elsewhere. So have a look at that if you are interested in getting some yourself, or just go to the beach, find some shells and have some fun yourself looking for them. There's lots of them. They're all different kind of height and profiles, and you can decide which ones would look right and which ones wouldn't. I've already done that hard bit. I love this one. It's huge. It is huge. And you can actually cut these down as well. Okay, with the right tools, you can cut these down to have like segments and parts of them that you think would look better. So these are all my shells. And I just wanted to show you the things you can actually purchase and get if you wanted to. So the plan is, first of all, I'm just going to quickly show you how I draw a fish on here. I'm going to do that here. So I'm going to pop another fish on here. And again, I said this is nice because you can just rub it off. So I'm just going to do a basic outline. I don't want it to be too accurate, really. And there we go. See, that's how simple it is. So I've just added another fish here. And these shapes are really simple to do. You can do any shape fish that you please, but I wanted to keep it quite, you know, not too busy, if you know what I mean. What I'm going to do is get some white titanium Amsterdam acrylic paint and fill these in, and then I'll decide what colours they are going to be. Okay, so they're going to be very muted colours because, like I said, don't want to overwhelm the pour too much. I just want to have the idea that there are shoals of fish going through the waters there, and a beautiful turtle as well. So when I was talking to you earlier about having a little seashell, what I meant was one of these and popping the little pearls inside. How cute is that? Look, you can get really dark ones as well, or the pink colour. I might put the pink one in rather than the dark one. I can't get that out now, it's stuck right in there. So yeah, that's the plan. And I'm going to glue this on, ideally, onto my beach. So my plan is to add lots of these in different areas, lots of pebbles, a couple of shells is like this, some beautiful shells. So just on the beach really, rather than on the wave part of it. And then let's pop this on, a couple of natural shells as well. This one can go here, a couple of these. And obviously I don't want it to look too, you know, it has to be a bit random, doesn't it? So maybe some more across there, maybe another starfish here, and you can glue them on and then you can glue others on top of them to make it look more natural. Oh, we've got this piece as well, remember, we do want to include that, and this lovely shell. So this is the plan, is just add in some embellishments, and I will be individually gluing these in, as you can imagine. So yeah, we want a bit of a pebbly beach and some more starfish, maybe one starfish down here. Yep, so I'll be fiddling around with this and trying to decide what goes where, and I'll be gluing them on. I'll also be painting these in white, and I'll show you the end outcome once I'm done. As you can see, I've just painted on the first part of my undercoat for my sea creatures, and I've used Amsterdam titanium white for that with the paintbrush. Okay, on to the next stage. So what I've been doing is I've been cutting up these strips here and laying them on, and I showed you in my previous video how to make these, obviously. So I laid them on across the sand in the shape that I want them to go on. So I'm going to start gluing them on. Okay, so that's the top piece. That's the top piece. I've laid it in parts 3 and parts 2. So I'm going to glue these on. I've left enough on the ends to wrap it around the canvas. And I'm going to be using this glue, which is the E6000, to do this. Okay, so I'll probably just need a little brush. So I'll go and get that to begin with. And this brush will probably get completely damaged by this stuff as well. So I'm going to glue across here to begin with. Let's get some paper. I'm so unprepared today. Let's get some paper. Here we go. And pop that down here. Maybe pop it down here so you can see it. And then pop some glue onto there, I think. I'll pop a bit of glue onto here. Make it easier for myself. Put the lid back on because this stuff dries quite quick, really. There we go. Put that back down here. Yep. And then we're going to glue this piece on. Okay, so let's do that. And it is very heavy duty glue, this. Well, quite heavy duty anyway, so we'll be able to see what this looks like on the canvas once it's on. And I think I didn't really want a really wide strip, so if you have a look at this, I painted it right up with the sand colours, the tubes that I had, so that I have less white space there, simply because I wanted to add this froth, sea froth, across the line there. Now that's enough. I think it's definitely enough glue. And the best thing about this glue is actually paintable, so if you do get any on the canvas, you can just paint over it. It's transparent, dries transparent, so it's pretty good like that. Right, this one. I'm trying to remember what angle I have this now. Yeah, so I'm having the smooth side down, and the rough edge, if you see the rough edge, is going to go up. I'm trying to figure out where it went so it covers the sides. I want obviously the sides to cover, but not too long, otherwise it'll just peel off. Some tissue. Right, I'm just going to tap this down onto the canvas now. It always helps to have something stable underneath the canvas to make sure. That's gone on really well, hasn't it? Yeah, I don't see any problems with that. Actually, I might move it down a bit. Yeah, because we don't want a completely straight line across the canvas, do we? We do want it slightly down. That's better. Make it more interesting and make it look like a wave coming onto the beach there. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with the rest, and I'll come back to you in a minute. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing. Well, I've just glued on these strips using that E6000, and I've shaped them as if they're in the shape of a wave. I hope you like that. And what my plan is just to draw in some lines in here similar to these, so it looks like it's water in here. That's the first plan. I'm going to see if that works. If it doesn't, we'll change tack and do something else. I might have to actually use a acrylic paint pen. Okay, so we'll see how that looks. A really quick close-up, so just put the watermarks in there and I rubbed them in a little bit, and that was just a Posca pen. And I'm going to add this transparent, well, semi-transparent really, is mica, this little piggy mermaid, and I'm going to add this one as well, which is also got mica, this little piggy sapphire mixed in with some phthalo blue, and I'm going to try and make it look like the waves are coming in. Hopefully it will dry transparent-ish and you'll be able to see the sand through it as well as some of those white lines. Right, so wish me luck. Let's pop this on. I'm just going to use a little paintbrush here. I've mixed it up sort of, probably not very well. I'm just going to dab some of this on and see what it looks like. I don't really know if it'll work or give me the effect I'm after, but there's nothing wrong with trying, is there? So let's pop that in. Doing now is I'm taking a cotton bud and putting a little bit of water on it and then rubbing out some of the white patches, as you can see, okay, so that some of the sand can come through, which is working quite well actually, surprisingly. Now what I'm doing here is I'm simply dry brushing some white titanium paint on and then rubbing it off using a cotton bud to make it look like the fish are swimming through the ocean there. So my friends, here is the piece so far. It's almost finished. I just have to paint the turtle and the fish in, and I'm using gel pens and acrylic paint markers to do that, and some ink pens as well, as you can see. And then to make it a little bit more realistic, I'm drawing on the lines of the water reflections over the top of the turtle and the fish as well. And I use a white gel pen, and I'll put links to these products in the description box below for you. So it's pretty much almost finished now, as you can see. I'm absolutely loving this piece. I hope you are too. Please do let me know in the comments what you think of it, or what you might have done differently, if anything, and whether you're going to give it a go as well. It's lovely when I hear of people that are going to try out the techniques I try, and I do love hearing from you. So if you can, please do press like, share or subscribe to my channel to help me grow my channel and produce more videos for you like this tutorial, and hopefully there'll be many more techniques, experiments and artwork to come. And if there are any requests you have for something you'd like to see me do, please just leave me a comment and let me know. So folks, that's my beach ball done now. I really do hope you love it as much as I do. Is there anything I'd do differently? No, not really. I think I did the best I could with it, and I do love how that ocean looks, you know, the water. And there's so many colours in that water, and the way that the waves and the froth works, as well as the beach side and all those lovely little details and extras. I think it's perfect the way that it's turned out. So I am very happy with it. I hope you are too. Again, let me know what you think. And I want to take the time to say a big thank you to all of my viewers helping me get my watch hours up. I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate all the comments I get from you as well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. So on the Fluid Art Express, we've got a number of amazing artists. Coming up is Venom Fluid Art. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the live.